It's time to wake up, young Jacob. Get up out the bed, we headed towards the promised land. You know where we gonna land, this has always been the plan. You see how it's panning out, we coming out of Egypt. We waking up, getting that breakfast. We done fasting, this the Passover. And ain't nothing passing over our heads, cause we connected with the blood. Wake up Jacob, we about to break up them Egyptians.
Blessings, family. Welcome to the journey. They call me Deshawn, the Promised Land Consultant, a servant of servants, someone who's dedicated to serving the pilgrims that are on their pilgrimage to their hopes, dreams, and aspirations. That place that I call your promised land. And you need a consultant because the road is perilous. The road is filled with traps. The road is filled with nets to catch your feet, to tie you up, to stop your progress, to make you stagnant. So the Most High turns away from you because you're not following the steps that He has set before you. Now, this is my mission statement / business statement to you. I'm dedicated to serving you from sun up to sun down. Dedicated, family, to seeing you planted, growing, and manifesting in your promised land, family. And the fuel for the fire that's inside of you, that keeps pushing you, that keeps driving you towards that land that is calling your name for today, is from the series that I have been going through, which is the Bells of Rebellion. The lowest of the lowest is plotting against you. He is coming up with formulas to pull you away from where you need to be. And when he enacts this is what I call the bells of rebellion. When they are ringing, he is in full action. And I believe that his point of attack is when our flesh is the weakest, which is when we are hungry, angry, lonely, tired. HALT is the acronym that you can use to remember that, as I've been saying the last who knows how many videos. But today we are reviewing loneliness. We've already done hungry, we've already done angry. Now it's time for loneliness. And the type of loneliness that I'm talking about is not the loneliness that you encounter at first when you come into the wilderness. This first type of loneliness is when you're a novice in the wilderness, and the Most High is teaching you His ways. The Most High is teaching you how to interact with Him, and how to move with Him, and how to understand His writings and His teachings. When you become seasoned in the wilderness, this is when you will encounter what I call strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter moment. And the type of loneliness this is when hope is deferred. You could have thousands, millions of people around you, but when hope is deferred, you were expecting something to come to you and it doesn't. It is delayed for years, months, however long. Your heart becomes sick. Your heart starts to let down. You may not lose faith in God, but you begin losing faith in yourself, which is dangerous. Dangerous. And that's why this particular plot and scheme is hatched against those who are seasoned in the wilderness. The Most High won't let it come to you until you are ready, because most people fall. Many servants fall for the strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter moment, when hope is deferred. That you're expecting a promotion, but what you see is demotion in this physical world. What you see is friction in your life, and not the motion that you expected. The individual's life that I want to peer into, look into, tap into, so we can see how he overcame this particular plot, how he became victorious when he encountered the strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter moment, is a man that lived during the 10th century BC. He came into his kingship when he was about 30. He was known as a man of the wilderness. He was known for slaying giants. He was known for being a man of battle. He was known for writing poetry. He was known for being a man after God's own heart, because he loved God, he understood God, he spent time with the Most High. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about by now. It's none other than KD, King David. And the moment that we're going to be investigating and reviewing is the moment when King David is just about to come into his kingship, right? He has been doing military exercises for King Saul, and he has been victorious through and through. He has married into the family of King Saul, his daughter Michal, Saul's first son. I think Jonathan is Saul's first son. Either way, Saul's son Jonathan is David's best friend. They're like knitted at the heart. They are close, right? And the people of Israel love David, and because of this, King Saul is the one who strikes the shepherd. King Saul is the one who becomes jealous of the fame that is coming to David. And he doesn't want to see the kingship pass from his bloodline, from his genealogy, from his people. And so he begins to persecute David. He is the one that is striking the shepherd. And here is the very moment that we are going to look at right here.
Round 2.
Under a cold desert moon, Saul's camp lay silent. Tents sagged in dust. Spears stood like shadows. Around fires, Israel's soldiers slept. Unaware, 2 men moved among them. David walked first. Abishai followed, hand near his blade. 1 step could wake an army. 1 breath could be their last. At the center, Saul slept on a mat, gray beard catching torchlight. Beside his head stood the royal spear. Near it, a clay water jar. Abishai saw more than a sleeping king. He saw the man who had hunted David through wilderness and caves. He saw danger helpless at last. He whispered that God had delivered Saul into David's hand. 1 strike, 1 wound, no more running. David looked at the spear. The temptation was real. Justice felt close enough to touch. Revenge waited in the dirt beside Saul's head. But David stopped Abishai. He would not murder the anointed king. He would not seize the throne by blood in the dark. If Saul was to fall, David would leave judgment to God. So he took only the spear and water jar, proof, not a corpse. Then they slipped back through the sleeping camp, carrying the evidence of mercy. That night, David won no battle with a sword. He won the harder war inside himself.
This is what the adversary wants in this moment. He wants you isolated. He wants your vision skewed because of hope deferred, and your heart is sick because what you wanted hasn't came yet. And when you are isolated and the enemy puts everything that you ever wanted in front of you, he's hoping, he's praying, the enemy's praying to God that you will step off of God's timeline that he has for you and institute your own timeline by your own hand instead of waiting on God's hand to usher you into the promised land that is for you. Now, what I love is how David responds. David responds with, "I will not raise my hand to God's anointed. Far be it from me."
Amen.
To me, the practice that I see here is instead of just saying no, you explain to whoever it is that's whispering this devious plot and plan in your ear. You need to speak to them and tell them why it's a no. Don't just say no. Tell them why you're doing what you're doing. Tell Satan to get behind you, right? See, this strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter moment also came to Jesus. Right? As Jesus was getting ready to go to the cross, the shepherd was about to be stricken, right? Jesus was a shepherd of the disciples. He was telling his sheep what was about to happen to him, and one of the sheep spoke up, which was, my bad. One of the lambs spoke up, which was Peter, and he said, "Lord, you can't go to the cross. Don't go to the cross. Don't die. We love you," right? He said something down that line. It's like a loose interpretation. But anyway, the response that the shepherd gave, which was Jesus, was, "Satan, get behind me." And when you find yourself in that moment where you're the shepherd that's being struck and hope has been deferred, speak to the individual that wants you to step out of God's timeline and tell the lowest of the lowest to get behind you. You must be affirmative. You must stand your ground and show that you stand with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When the sheep scatter and you find yourself isolated, the number one thing that you should be doing before you ever get to that moment where you have to go left or right. You have to make a decision, and the people are pushing you to go the wrong way. You need to be recalling all the things that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has done for you. When he first brought you into the wilderness, he's speaking to you, he's leading you, he's showing you who he is as a God. And you need to be recalling those. Write them down, review them often, because this is the time, this is the moment, this is the place where you need them. You must recall them, because if you don't, you're going to make the wrong decision. If you don't, you're going to listen to Abishai. If you don't, you're going to listen to Peter, and you're going to step away from the timeline that the Most High has ordained for you. There is a reason why it hasn't came to you yet. There is a reason why the Most High is still building up your foundation. There is a reason why the Most High allowed you to be tested in this way, and I don't want to see you as faithful servants become unfaithful. When the sheep scatter, God is testing your heart by allowing the enemy to strike you, by allowing the enemy to slander your name, by allowing the enemy to ostracize you. But it's strengthening your vessel. The loneliness that you feel in that time, the hope deferred that you feel in that time, the sickness of the heart that you feel in that time will build you if you will allow it. Family, that is the message. That is the fuel for the fire inside of you, so you can keep pushing and driving past the plots, the trials, and the tribulations that the enemy will bring against you as you are endeavoring, as you are pushing. That's probably a better word. I'm goofy, bro. As you are pushing towards becoming a faithful servant of coming into your promised land. Family, let me pray for you real quick. As you are on your road and you encounter the moment where you as the shepherd are struck by the enemy, you're being defamed, you're being shamed, when you thought a promotion was coming your way, all you see is demotion. All you see is demotion and friction. What I pray for you is that you will recall how the Most High has delivered you before, that you will recall how the Most High has walked with you before, and you will stand strong. You won't deviate from the plan that has been set for you. In the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, amen.
Wake up, Jacob, make no mistakes. We pulling up a plate as we sitting at the table in front of our enemies. They don't wanna with us, cause we is blessed. And we take it to the chest, tell them what's coming next when we stopping in the promised land. According to the plan, in the blueprints, taking all the hints. They ain't ready for us, cause the grass was always greener on the other side of the whole fence. So you know we leave dents all up in their heads. Anybody trying to steal our position, wake up, Jacob. The sleeping young giant done turned to Israel. So you know it's getting real when we really in the field. Yeah, we about to get a meal like we the Lion of Judah. And you know how we do this. Daily we grooving. All we know is improvement with the way we moving. Wake up, wake up, wake up, young Jacob. Wake up, Jacob. We about to break up the whole land of Goshen with this new motion. You know that we potent, pulling up a plate, cause it's breakfast time. Just broke the fast, we first in the class. Yeah, we pulling up a plate. Our God set the table, pulling up like Abel, overcoming Cain, breaking down anybody hating on our brains. Then we making it rain, blessings coming down like manna when we in the desert though, getting dessert though. You know that we blessed, that's all that we confess when we